Hey, how you doing? It's me again. I want to continue this lesson on chapter 20, chemical texture service. We're looking at continue talking about the difference between alkaline and acidic, and then briefly looking at the different types of permanent waves, and then moving into the how you figure out what permanent wave to use on your client, and then we want to briefly talk about time permitting the looking at what makes a hair be over processed and what makes it be under processed. Real quick though, we realized in the last lesson that there were two major types: alkaline, acidic. Again, the solution in alkaline soften and swell. The acidic contracts and harden. pH levels: alkaline 7, way above 7, acidic below 7. Okay, so that's major. Reducing agent. What was the reducing agent? The reducing agent in permanent wave is either add hydrogen or remove oxygen. But in permanent wave, the reducing agent, the reduction action is adding hydrogen. That's the reduction action in permanent waves. Okay, the main ingredients in alkaline is the ammonia thioglycate. Okay, and the main reducing agent in the acidic is the glycerin thioglycate. I might not have those pronounced properly. You can go ahead and double check in your textbook for me. But moving on. Okay, now there are different types of wave. We have in the acid category, we have the acid balance wave. We have the exothermic wave. Now, the exothermic wave is one that produces its own heat within the chemicals in the permanent wave itself. Okay, it has the ability within the chemistry makeup to provide and produce its own heat. That is called the exothermic wave, and there are three components to that, or three parts to that: the solution itself, the activator, and also the neutralizer. The permanent wave solution, activator, and neutralizer. Three components to the exothermic wave. Then you have what we call the endothermic wave. Now the endothermic wave needs a surrounding heat source from outside. Okay, and that is normally provided by a dryer, a hooded dryer. So the endothermic wave reaction is one that absorbs heat from surroundings, activated by outside heat sources, usually a conventional hooded dryer. So that's endothermic. Exothermic provides its own heat within the chemistry. Endothermic needs a heat source from its surroundings. Okay, those are those two. Then you have the ammonia-free wave. Then you have the thiol-free wave. Then you have what they call a low pH wave. So there are several different types of permanent wave solution that's available on the market to select from. Okay, so but now you have to decide how to select the right perm for your client. And the way you do that is very important because each client has different types of hair texture. So number one thing you must do is that client consultation, hair and scalp analysis, because you want to find the right permanent wave for that client. Okay, there are people that have fine, medium, and coarse hair. Of course, you know all permanent waves. You can't use just one permanent wave for all the clients. That's why you do that analysis, consultation, and select the proper strength of the permanent wave for your client. Now in your book, it also provides a chart that you can go by on page 576, and it gives you a list of perm types. It also gives you a list of the active ingredients in it. It also gives you a list of the processing, and also give you a list of the type of hair to use it on. Okay, so you don't want a perm solution that's too strong or not strong enough. So you can get someone with fine hair and have a solution that's too strong and just over processed. Then you can get a person with coarse hair and have a solution that's not strong enough and under processed. Neither one is good. So therefore you have to know that client's hair texture so you can get the right perm and provide the proper service with the right strength. One thing people need to know, that the strength of any permanent wave is based on the concentration of its reducing agent. The strength of any permanent wave is based on the concentration of its reducing agent. What that means is that the time that you leave it on that person's hair really is kind of insignificant to a degree, but not completely. Okay, a lot of boxes, a lot of instructions will tell you to leave it on 25, 30 minutes sometimes, but most of the processing takes place once that solution hits the hair, takes place within the first 5 to 10 minutes. Most of the processing, most of the concentrated processing takes place within the first 5 to 10 minutes on that client's hair. The rest of the time, it allows the polypeptide chains to break down to form its curl. Okay, that's found in your books on page 577. It says additional processing time allows the polypeptide chain to shift into its new configuration. But again, in your books, page 576, it'll tell you that the most of the processing time, once that solution hits the hair strand, begin to take place within the first 5 to 10 minutes. So you want to watch it so you won't get into over processing, okay, nor do you want to do under processing, because neither one of them is good for the hair. Over processing, with a stronger alkaline solution, can make the hair just straight, or it could just make it look frizzy and fried. It says that contrary to many people's beliefs, overprocessed hair does not necessarily mean hair that is overly curly. It says if too many the sulfide bonds are broken, the hair will be too weak to hold a firm curl. So overprocessing does not mean over curly. It just means it's been too processed to even hold a curl. Okay, and under processed. Okay, unprocessed hair usually has a weak curl, but it may also be straight. Underprocessed may have a weak curl, and it may also be straight. Overprocessed has been processed to the point to where it can't hold a curl. So neither one of those are good. Remember to do that client consultation, get that right strength of the permanent wave for your client's hair so you won't overprocess or underprocess. Check your textbook, check the instructions on the box, check the chart with the type of perm, the reducing agents, the active agents, ingredients in it, and the processing time or the processing method, if it's exothermic or endothermic or room temperature. Okay, and then you want to look at the hair type on the chart. Match that perm up with the hair type so you can get the best results and have a happy client, and happy clients are returning clients.